The best man to give a short speech. However, in true testament to Wayne's kind and considerate nature and not really wanting to choose one best man outright, he's opted for a bit more of what you might call a best man coalition with Si and myself. We all know how well that other coalition is working out for everyone at the minute, so surely we can't do any worse in the 10 minutes that we've got. But we do like a challenge, so I never say never. So before we go any further, anyone who is perhaps instantly regretting that last glass of wine, or indeed bottle of wine, I'm looking over here, don't worry, you're not seeing double. There are in fact two rather handsome best men standing up here at the minute, albeit one slightly more handsome than the other. Simon.
We'd just like to lay down a couple of ground rules before we start. Firstly, no heckling please, and secondly, if you do have a mobile phone, please leave it switched on. Keep yourselves entertained. I think if you keep your spirits high and your expectations low, everyone will be happy and we can get through this together. We thought introductions would be worthwhile, so for those of you that haven't had the pleasure of meeting me, my name is Si, and I met Wayne at school. I wouldn't say we were friends exactly, because in those days, he didn't really have any. He was a lonely little boy. Yeah, big. He was a lonely little boy. While I'd be hanging around with a big bunch of mates, he'd be on his own in a corner of the playground. I think it was because he used to play with dirt. I'd stabilised on his bike and wore those funny little shorts. For an 11-year-old, it was a bad move. But gradually we became friends. First, I used to let him give me his dinner money, then he carried my bags to school, and finally wrote all my English essays for me.
And again, for anyone that I haven't met before this evening, it's lovely to meet you all. My name is Mike. Hello. And I've been, it's been an absolute privilege of mine to be able to call Wayne one of my closest friends since he was about 15. Like many great friendships before ours, Wayne and I first met as, well, it was rivals pretty much, and actually as opposing captains on either side of the infamous Haslington Hawks, well, locally infamous, Haslington Hawks derby match in the dizzy footballing heights of the South Cheshire Lads and Dads Under-11s Football League. And after battling out for a few seasons and affectionately referring to Wayne as that lanky lad at the back for them, or in case I don't need any further clarification as to who I meant, that lanky lad at the back for them, you know, the one we're all scared to tackle in case his dad gets you. Scary man when you're 9. Scary man when you're 27. Just moved on now a little bit. I found Wayne's real name, which was a step in the right direction, when he decided to join the winning team and move to our side a few seasons later. We were able to form a pretty formidable central defensive partnership and really begin to lay the foundations for our friendship today. What a lovely story. Now we'd like to formally start, if you may, by offering our compliments, if we may, and to a few very, very important people. Firstly, of course, we'd like to thank Father and Bride Barry, as well as Jane and Dave for all the magnificent hospitality that we've all received today, and personally thank them for all the love, the help and the support that they've been able to give to Wayne and Louise, particularly over the last 18 months in preparation for the wedding, and really helping to make today even more special and a day that I'm sure each and every one of us will remember for years and years to come. Now I know that I'd like to think I speak for everyone when I say what an absolutely beautiful ceremony it was, in a idyllic and picturesque setting, and a scene that I think each and every one of us would expect the perfect wedding to be, and we think only fitting for an absolutely stunningly beautiful bride in Louise. I wrote that bit, by the way.
Before you saw me.
I know, yeah. It's not a competition. But if it was. Voting slips are coming around, by the way, later on. Just hog roast, so don't forget to vote for me.
Team Mike.
Yeah, Team Mike, all day. As for Wayne, well, we had 18 months to get him ready for today, so that's as good as it gets. Slightly gone off track there, I'll be honest with you. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to Barry, Jane and Dave. Thank you very much.
Secondly, we would like to thank the bridesmaids, who I'm sure all of you agree look absolutely gorgeous and are outshone only by the bride herself. Special thanks, of course, goes for our more attractive counterparts, maids of honour, Sally and Kelly, for everything that they have done to help Louise prepare for a big day. Everything helped to pick out such an amazing dress, to help out with the hen party, and I'm sure a million other things to make today perfect, but most important, not talking her out of it at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, Sally, Kelly, Amy, Jen and Gemma, the bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
Finally, we would also like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for being here today and sharing with the new Mr. and Mrs. Proudlove the first of what we're sure will be many wonderful, memorable moments together as husband and wife. These thanks are echoed by Louise's father Barry, Wayne's mum and dad Jane and Dave, as well as the bridesmaids. Ladies and gentlemen, to you the guests.
Yes. Doing them all. For it. Without the stops in the middle. Now, of course, no best man speech will be complete without one or two embarrassing stories about our groom. But as we hadn't met a number of you before, we were finding it a little bit difficult to know exactly where to draw that line between humour and, well, it says humiliation here, so yeah, that's probably right. So in a very sneaky way, we asked Wayne and Louise for one or two do's and don'ts for this bit. I'll be honest with you all, we got mainly don'ts, but fair enough, I suppose. Now, Wayne specifically asked us to refrain from mentioning any of his past girlfriends in the speech today, which sadly cut the speech down by, we think, about 5 seconds. So we're sorry about that, but he's the man of the day, so I suppose we've got to respect his wishes.
Louise asked us not to mention Wayne's dancing, but luckily for us, we don't need to, as there will be a live demonstration later on tonight. You won't believe your eyes on seeing the Proudlove shuffle.
Wayne also asked us not to mention any of the wild and crazy lads holidays that we've been on together over the past few years, which is it's lucky really, because I can't remember a thing about any of them. So I suppose that's it's rather saved my blushes.
Stupidly, neither of them mentioned not showing any embarrassing pictures. This was a big mistake. So, ladies and gentlemen, our glamorous assistant Matt is coming round now and handing a brown envelope to each table. But please resist the temptation to open it now and wait until the speeches are over. Inside you will find photographic evidence and highlights, or not so highlights, of Wayne and Louise's lives leading up to today.
I've done it.
Each with space underneath for your table to add their own caption. Make it funny, make it clever, or make it your best. As our happy couple, we'll be picking a winning table.
I'll let him do that. We're on the clock, mate. Hurry up. Now, any fairy tale wedding such as this, I think it's fair that most people in the room would have expected our newlyweds to have met in a typically fairy tale style. This wasn't quite exact for our lovely couple today. But as within this fairy tale, as ever, Wayne did play the role of the giant. Now, myself and a few lucky people in the room today have seen our lovely couple's relationship grow from casual acquaintance to man and wife, with the catalyst of their relationship coming in the form of one very eventful night out in Chester. Now, despite an estimated 10-man barroom brawl, With the sounds of police and ambulance sirens drowning out the music, the eyes of one man and one woman met across a smoke-filled and blood-stained dance floor. Wayne, moving the chandelier to one side, to gaze upon his wife in wonder and amazement. In fact, some of us will also remember that not only was it love at first sight, but it was pretty much marriage at first sight as well. Encouraged by an eager group of bridesmaids-to-be, Wayne proposed, of sorts, and Louise accepted, of sorts, with a romantic backdrop of the undercover smoking section in the rather dingy Amber Lounge in Chester.
He always has been an old romantic.
He really was. He really was. All I can say is it's a very good job that he made up for it in style 2 years later. Now, in many ways, and completely without knowing, Wayne has chosen a best man that represents both his past and his future. Si, of course, a happily married family man with a beautiful wife and 3 great kids.
And Mike, an eligible bachelor, living for the weekend, nights out with the lads, 24/7 football, and microwave meals for one while watching Britain's Got Talent in his underwear.
That dog was well talented, though. Yeah. Now, Wayne's always been Wayne's always been a true friend, and it's been a great pleasure today to be here today on the most important day of his life, just to see he's been there for us.
That's right. Wayne stood by my side as my best man not so long ago on the proudest day of my life, and as ever did a brilliant job every step of the way.
Yeah, Wayne was there for me, also on my big day, standing strong by my side, as the engineer turned Sky Sports HD on for the first time. Yeah, amazing piece of quality.
So when it came out to handing out our best man responsibilities, our duties pretty much chose themselves. I was, of course, the responsible one, acted as troubleshooter, keep it calm under pressure, and add in a few meaningful words of wisdom based on my own experience. For example, in the run-up to today, Louise and Wayne had a bit of an issue with seating plan, so I stepped in to offer a solution. We decided to use the wedding presents as a guide. Those who spent the most were sat at the front and worked it back from there. So if you can hear me at the back, thanks for the oven gloves. Thanks for the oven gloves. Thanks for the oven gloves.
And based on my experience, my responsibility was to organise a small get-together of Wayne's closest friends and family to celebrate being a bachelor for one last time. Yeah, that's right, the only thing that I was trusted with based on my experience was basically organising a massive Volume 1 in... Sorry about that. Volume 1 in Wayne's spiritual home of Manchester. Volume 2 in the rather sun-kissed Costa del Sol in Malaga. Now it says here that everyone should go, ooh. So please, ooh. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, to be fair, as pretty much as it would have been a sun-kissed extravaganza had it not have been for torrential rain and flood warnings. So pretty much the only kissing that any of us saw was United kissing away the title.
Oh, very good, yes.
Of course, at this speech, we would have liked to have told you all the ins and outs of the stag do, but of course, as many of you know, the law of the stag do completely forbids us from doing this. Besides the fact that Wayne's solicitor has also advised caution until the deportation charges have been fully investigated. It's understandable.
Rob's got the picture, isn't it? Rob's got the picture.
Now, we'd like to end, if we could, on a serious note. And just like to say that with tradition, jokes, everything else aside, there's absolutely nobody that could possibly stand where we are right now and feel more proud and honoured to be able to represent Wayne as his best man today. It's been an absolute privilege, mate, to be able to help you through these past 18 months in preparation for the wedding. And I know that it means the world to both of us. So thank you very, very much, sincerely, to both of you. This is, well, really it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to say something that's truly meaningful. And we only hope that my words at this minute do the occasion justice. Wayne, I'd just like to say, mate, you honestly are one of the, if not the kindest, the most caring, the most loving, loyal, genuine, and just best looks that honestly, mate, that I've ever met, that both of us have ever met, and that anyone could ever meet. And pretty much the perfect friend. And all qualities that I know will make you nothing less than perfect husband to your perfect wife.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure to invite you all to be upstanding and raise your glasses in a toast to Wayne and Louise. On behalf of everyone here, we can truly say that you are wished every happiness together and nothing but the best for the future. May your love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Proudlove.
Well done.